Hello everyone, welcome to the history class. In this video, I'll be continuing with the third chapter of class 10th history, that is nationalism in India. Till so far we have discussed till Government of India Act 1909, that is the Morley Minto reform. And in this last topic I have told you about the separate electorates that were introduced for the Muslim community. Right, to continue further, in this video also we'll be discussing some of the important years and the developments and the events that took place on those years, which prepared a background for the actual freedom struggle and the important movements that were started in India. Right, so let's start with the year 1914. This was the year when the First World War started. Though the First World War was taking place in the European land, but it had its impact seen all over the world. Britain was directly involved in the First World War, and being one of the biggest colony of Britain, India was indirectly involved in the war. Right, the Britishers expected Indians to take part from British side in their army. So they were at many places they have done the forced recruitment of the Indians into the British army, and they were forced to fight on behalf of the Britishers in Europe. So this was the year 1914. First World War started in Europe, and in year 1915, when the war was on, Gandhiji returned to India from South Africa. And if you have heard about Gandhiji, he was a barrister by profession, and he started his career as a barrister in South Africa, where he stood against the policy of apartheid or the racial discrimination that was done by the white colonizers against the Indians, against the black people of South Africa. So there he was fighting for the rights of the natives of South Africa, and he was a very popular figure there. He won many rights for them. He fought against the injustices that were done by the white colonizers there. So he returned back to India from South Africa in the year 1915. Many students many people think that Gandhiji was a politician. He was not. He was a barrister by profession, and it was quite later that he joined the political arena in India. Right. So in next year, 1916 was the year when the Home Rule movement was launched. Home Rule movement, the idea of this movement, it was held in Ireland first time, and it was introduced there by Madame Blavatsky. Now this idea of Home Rule was inspired from that Irish movement, and in India it was introduced, or it was launched by Annie Besant. And Annie Besant launched this movement in Madras, and the southern region became her center from where she started the movement, and very soon many branches of this movement spread to different regions of India. Another branch was in Pune. It was launched by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So these two prominent personalities were associated with the launching of the Home Rule movement in India. As the name suggests, Home Rule means in our nation, our rule should be required. Means we Indians will rule our nation, not any other foreigners or not any other outsider. So on this ideology, the movement was launched by Bal Gangadhar Tilak in Pune and Annie Besant in Madras. Then this was a very important year, 1916. On one side, this development was taking place. On another front, Gandhiji launched a movement, or he fought a case against the indigo planters in Champaran district of Bihar. Now, Champaran district in Bihar is a very important from exam point of view. It comes in map. right? And many time question comes on the indigo movement or the Gandhiji's Champaran movement, right? So this is very important from map point of view and as well as answer point of view also. So please find out the place Champaran in in the map of India, right? Gandhiji launched this movement against the indigo planters, the white Europeans who owned land here in India, and they converted these lands into large farms, plantations, specially to grow indigo. Indigo is a natural substance which is used in the dyeing industry. Dyeing industries means the cloth industry require this natural dye to color the cloth. So indigo is a natural dye, and this they used to force the Indian farmers to grow indigo on their farms by offering them advance payment. Initially, the poor Indian farmers, they accepted the advances and they started growing these indigo on their farms. But later on, they realized that a big share of the indigo business profit was going into the pockets of the Britishers, and they are getting very less amount of it. Moreover, their farms, their land became unsuitable for growing other crops. So they resisted to grow the indigo, and the Britishers or the foreigners, the planters, they were forcing the Indian farmers to grow indigo. So this was a tussle going on between the Indian farmers and the European planters. So Gandhiji fought a case against the indigo planters, taking the side of the farmers, and he won the case, in which the court has given a verdict that the farmers are the real tiller of the soil, and it is their wish to grow, their wish or their decision which crop they want to grow. So this was the first victory of the Gandhiji on Indian soil. Now 1917 was the year when Gandhiji, in the Khera district of Gujarat, Khera is a district in Gujarat, and this region of Gujarat was facing famine in the 3 consecutive years. So the farmers in Khera district, they were not in a condition to pay the high rents to the farmers. They were not in a condition to pay the revenues on time. So they were asking for exemption of these taxes, exemption from the revenues that the government needs to collect from them. So Gandhiji fought a case against this. He persuaded the government to not to collect the tax from the farmers. So this was Khera Satyagraha that was done in the year 1917. Here I have used word Satyagraha. We'll discuss the Satyagraha ideology of Gandhiji in detail later on. Next year, 1918, was the year when Gandhiji organized a mill strike, a cotton mill in Ahmedabad district of Gujarat again, where the workers were demanding some of the basic demands from the mill owners. But the mill owners were not accepting those demands. So Gandhiji took the side of the workers and he organized a strike on a large scale. He took a fast and he persuaded the mill owners to accept some of the important demands of the workers, and ultimately the pressure was created on the mill owners and they accepted the few demands of the mill workers. So this was again an important victory of Gandhiji, and these movements, these initial victories of Gandhiji projected him as a savior of the commoners, the common people. People started relating him. They didn't find Gandhiji as an outsider. He came back from a country, a foreign country, after such a long gap, and then also he is working for the benefit of the common people in India. So somewhere the Indians, the common people, they found a connection with Gandhiji, that this person is here to save them from the atrocities that they were facing. from the sufferings. Right, so this is all about the political developments that were taking place during the initial years of the 20th century, and all these events slowly steadily preparing a ground for the big mass movement that we'll study in the next video, how a mass movement was organized by Gandhi ji. Right, so go through these points, make your notes, and watch the next video also. Thank you for watching this video.